Okay, hello everybody, this is Daniel Wynn. I want to welcome you to this evening's webinar. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I look forward to giving you a lot of very awesome information because the truth is I see so many doctors and I talk to so many doctors and so many businesses actually, and people just don't get how this works anymore. And this is probably one of the most inexpensive ways to market your business that will give you the highest return on your investment. It's probably more important than your website and SEO and pay-per-click. The truth is because it integrates with those things and it's very low cost, but it's so important. And when I show you later how the email list integrates with your website and with your patient visits, you're going to be blown away because this is really important information that most small business owners just do not get. And I understand why. They don't teach this stuff in colleges. They don't teach it in trade schools. You have to, kind of learn it on your own. You have to go out there and seek this information. And when I show you this, I will, if you have any questions, save them for the end or type them in as we're going along, and I'll try to answer them all at the end. And I am recording this, so if you need to show it to somebody, just shoot me an email and I will send it out to you. So we'll start again. Okay, hello everybody, this is Daniel Wynn, and tonight we're going over the webinar on email list buildings for doctors, medical spas, and medical clinics. So what is the purpose of building a patient email list? The purpose of building a list is to share your mission, your vision, your objectives, to educate your patients on longevity, breakthroughs, wellness, and to get those patients to either call you and or refer patients to your practice. The bottom line is that if you build a list, you should be able to market to that list effectively following these best practices that I'm going to share with you, and you will get an excellent return on investment. So, why should you build an email list? Because all smart businesses build lists. I mean, think about all the modern day businesses. Okay, you got Groupon, you got Zappos, you got Dr. Mercola. I mean, all these businesses that have these big lists, they make big money. So the bottom line is that big list means big money. Small list means small money. So what we talk about in the internet marketing world is that whoever has the biggest list wins, or whoever has the biggest list is going to make more money, especially if you know what to do with it. So in addition, building an email list allows you to build your brand as a specialist. So whether it's bioidentical hormones, whether it's medical spa, weight loss, whatever it is, and it could be many, it could be several, it can be several different specialties that you specialize in, because you're sharing the information on a consistent basis. You don't want to just send them out 52 emails for the year saying, I do bioidentical hormones, I do bioidentical. No, you're going to share all the different things you do, what makes you unique, the results that your patients are getting with your services. So it keeps your patients educated and informed. And an educated and informed patient is going to come back to you and not get drifting off into some other person's marketing funnel. I mean, why is it that McDonald's and Coca-Cola still spends money on marketing? Don't you know about McDonald's? Don't you know about Coca-Cola? Hopefully you guys don't drink and eat that stuff, but don't we all know about McDonald's and Coca-Cola? Yes, but they spend money because their competitors are trying to get those customers too. All the other fast food restaurants, all the other soft drink companies, they're all trying to get that dollar. So you have to stay in front of your customer to keep him loyal. Another great reason is that it costs very little money compared to sending out letters, sending out newsletters. And many doctors, I see it when I go to the anti-aging seminars, the American Academy of Anti-Aging. People are teaching doctors, here, send out an email, send out a newsletter. Send out a newsletter, send out direct mail. And you know what? It probably still works. I know it does work. But the bottom line is this is faster, you get faster results, and it integrates better into your whole internet marketing strategy and less money. So once again, you add information. Why you build an email list is because you can send out information regularly, articles, videos, pictures, coupons, webinars, and we'll get more into that as we go along. So how do you build an email list? Let's go over this step by step. Well, first you're going to start with your current patients. Your current patients, most small businesses have two types of lists. They have a list with the name, then they have a list with the name and address, and some of them have phone numbers, and some have emails. The bottom line is that you want to capture as much information from each patient: name, address, phone numbers, emails. And if you don't have an email list started, then you need to make that your number one priority as soon as we get off this webinar. So you build an email list by asking for referrals from patients. That's another way to get the list size growing. You collect emails from your office, your website, etc. And we're going to show you how to do this on autopilot 24 hours a day using your website. And the way that you get them to opt in on your website, or maybe even inside of your office, is to offer them a free white paper on a subject that is important to your client base or your patients. So for instance, I'm going to show you an example. It's like the 7 secrets of adding 20 years to your life. Okay, this is a free white paper or digital download or video that you can offer your patients for giving you their email address. So you can add an opt-in box onto your website, which will bring in business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm going to show you more about that. You open up an autoresponder account with a company like iContact.com, and there's many of them: Constant Contact, GetResponse. These are the companies that I'm going to show you how they make this so simple, so easy for any business owner to begin earning more money by building an email list. So this is what a website opt-in box looks like. What happens is that when the customer comes to your website, it pops up in front of them and says, get your free report today. Enter your name and email. You can opt out at any time. Your information is secure and confidential. We're not going to sell it. We're not going to spam you. We're going to keep you in contact and informed with what's going on in our business. And you can opt out at any time at no cost. So let's take a look at 2 different types of opt-in boxes that I often see when I check out businesses. Now this is a pretty cool website. They got videos right on the front page, their phone numbers up on top. Very nice. But they have what I call a static opt-in box in the lower right-hand corner. And that means that it's sitting there and you have to decide, you have to find that, you have to decide whether or not you're going to put your name and email address and request more information. A heat map, which we saw in the last webinar last week, shows that people go from left to right, that they're basically looking down the left-hand side of the website. So they're not even really looking at that. That's kind of an ignored area. And from our experiences, when we used to use these, because believe it or not, we use those opt-in boxes that we're telling you not to use. And how do we know that they don't work as well? Because we used to use them. And we switched to the pop-up boxes, and now we get a lot more leads. So let me show you what I'm talking about on a actual anti-aging website. So here is a anti-aging website that the doctor has a pop-up opt-in that's offering a free 5-point booklet on how to sustain youth and wellness. And we know for a fact that 62% more people are going to opt in than on those little boxes that are on the side. So imagine that. So every time you're going to get 6 more people opting in for every 1 that opts in with a static opt-in box. That's 600% increase in your business for putting this little pop-up box, which you can find on the internet for free, or you pay 20, 50 bucks, whatever it costs, for somebody to install it. But this is, you could basically put this, you can find these pop-ups, scripts on the internet for free. If you want to know where I find mine, or if you need information on it, shoot me an email at the end of the webinar. Okay, so what happens is when patients or visitors to your website opt in, they go into this list you can see the name of their email, they put their first name, some of them put their last names in with their first name, and the date that it's added. Now, if you already have a list, well, you would just add those on to the into this opt-in email autoresponder service in the beginning. So that would be your beginning list. But when you're using the pop-up blocker in your website, you could see every day or every couple days, people are opting into this particular list. And what happens is that you set up a series of emails in advance. And let's say that you're going to stay in touch with people twice a month. So that means you're going to put out 24 emails for the year. So if somebody comes in on day one, they get the day one email, which is basically the welcome email with a link to the free report that you offer them, or the free video, or the free whatever you decide. Now in this example, they're sending out a lot of emails very quickly. They're sending out one per day the first week, and then they start spreading it out a little. I don't recommend that you get that aggressive. You can if you'd like to. There's reasons to do that, and some businesses claim that they make more money by doing that. But you would put these 24 emails together offering different types of information, products, services, videos, reports, all in advance. So it doesn't matter whether somebody opts in today on February 2nd or whether they opt in on October 2nd. They automatically will start receiving these emails every 7 to 14 days, however we enter them in this autoresponder example that I'm showing you. And why do you want to use an opt-in box from your website? This is probably one of the best ways that I can demonstrate. If you are using traditional website, you're getting people that are coming to your website, and most of them are not, on the left-hand side, most of them are not opting in, so you're making very little sales revenue, if any. When you get the people to opt in, you're engaging them with an email autoresponder service. You're gonna start making more money per visitor or per opt-in, because when they come in, you're gonna start giving them more information, more options, more reasons to call you, more reasons to get their friends and relatives to call you, and it becomes a cycle. And as you add new products, then you add those products into the email autoresponder series. And here's the underlying most awesome benefit that you get on top of everything that I've already been sharing with you. When you drive these people into these emails and they begin getting these emails, the emails take them back to your website where you're listing your video or your reports or your blog. So what's happening is you're driving people back to your website, and Google recognizes that. They're saying, wow, look at, people don't come here once and never come back, like visiting an old brochure. These people are coming back every month, every few weeks. They're a very active audience. That means this website is valuable. And the more valuable Google thinks your website is, the higher your rankings you will receive overall for web optimization, for SEO. Talk about SEO on steroids. There's no better way to SEO your website. Well, there is. I mean, of course you have to use SEO best practices and principles, but this really helps any website to become more valuable when you keep bringing your visitors back to your website. So, what should you send to your email list? We've kind of went over this, but let's go over it again. You should send out emails every 7 to 14 days, and you can inform people on the latest and greatest in wellness, the latest and greatest of your testimonials, pictures, videos. We've done many webinars talking about doing frequently asked question videos to your audience. It really is a way for you to brand yourself. Just like Marcola, we know, and I've shared with you in the past, Marcola has videos that have 900,000 views. I mean, what if you had a video with 9,000 views? Do you think that your practice would be growing if you had people watching your videos 9,000 times? I know for a fact that it would. Even 900 times. If people are watching your videos, you're branding yourself inside of their brain. You can share success stories with patients, as I said, testimonials, videos, announce webinars. You should be doing webinars once a month. Webinar with the doctor. Go go over with your list what you are learning every day. You're learning information every day. You're helping people get medical breakthroughs every day. You need to share that because your audience may have a family member or a friend that's suffering from one of these challenges. And if you can share your story with them, you are presenting a great service to your client base. You could also add coupons for events and products. If you're not selling products, then you should. Well, let me put it this way. If you're a cash business, if you're an anti-aging specialist, you need to be selling products on top of um, being billing out for your services. Products is a great way to supplement your business. Some of the highest paid doctors are the ones that are selling products. And we're talking about, you're going to pick the best products that you know that are working, that either you're on or your patients are on. And the reason why you want to sell products is because A, they work, but B, because it's residual income. If the products are good and the customers continue to use them, then you'll continue to make and earn more money every month. So here's an example of an email newsletter that you could be sending out once a month, and you can put any types of graphics on it you want. This is built right into your email autoresponder services. Once again, you can promote products that you sell: weight loss, vitamins, nutrients, cosmetics. So, how do you know if your list building is working? Well, the first question I would ask you is, are you generating new patient leads each month? And the answer should be yes. If it's not, then let's get started. And how many new patients are you bringing in each month? The goal is to be growing your business and to grow your business with profitable new patients each month. So, how many new patients would it take, or how many new patients would you like to have each month? How many new patients would really increase your business and allow you to help more people and meet your financial goals in 2012? How many new patients do you need to have a great year? Is it 2? Is it 2 a week? 2 a month? Is it 4 a week? 4 a month? When you set this up, when you set up an email autoresponder sequence and you're optimizing and driving people to your website, these goals are easy to achieve. You can get new patients with these autoresponders in this 24-hour, 24/7 service that I've been going over with you. One of the things that I challenge you to learn is, like, what is the lifetime value of a patient? Does a patient stay with you for 1 year or 5 years or 7 years or longer? So if you understand what the lifetime value of your patient is, then you'll understand that you need to spend money to bring new patients in. Because if the lifetime value of a patient is $4,000 or $5,000, well, how much can you afford to get this started and to start bringing in new leads, new patients, new customers? So what should you do now? Well, you need to start building your email list today. You need to get busy. You need to have somebody in the office take whatever data that you have, put it on an Excel spreadsheet, and get started. You need to get an opt-in box. And as I said earlier, you can get an opt-in box for free and pay somebody $50 to install it. These are not complicated things. These are very simple tasks. You need to get started with an autoresponder. I recommend it, iContact.com, and that's www.icontact.com. A minimal autoresponder with them is $15 a month. Once again, have your staff gather emails daily. That's, you got the number 1 was take your old list and put that and organize it. Number 4 here is make sure that everybody that comes in, you start gathering emails. And then add content regularly. You have to add at least 1 to 4 articles or information to your website per month. Now, I see a lot of different small businesses and medical websites, and they start blogging and they get going and then they stop. Well, why do they stop? I'll tell you why they stop. Because they haven't figured out a simple way to cheat and get the job done. I think many of the small business owners and the doctors think that they have to write the articles, that they have to add this content. The truth is you don't have to. You're reading information every day, whether it's industry journals or you're watching TV and you're learning things, and then you're learning things inside of your practice. Take that information and have somebody organize it. You can actually outsource article writing for like 20 bucks per article, and you can find a college student. You can find somebody to write these articles, add a picture, and add this content to your blog. And really, this should not cost you more than, let's say, 40, 50, 80, $100 a month to add this information. But remember, this information is going to add so much value to your overall search engine optimization and to your patient list. So it's a small investment that will go a long, long way. And those articles will be read for years and years to come. So your list is an eager audience. You need to find ways to keep them informed, keep them coming back, learning more, and keeping your name and your brand as the expert in the field of anti-aging, in the area of wellness, and in the areas of health. So they can share that with their family members, loved ones, co-workers, etc. So what do we do now? Do you need help getting started? If you do, you can give us a call at 1-800-816-9777, or you can email me at winnet@gmail.com. In conclusion, I just want to tell you once again, this is probably the most inexpensive, most powerful tool that you can purchase or have or possess. Because I have set this up for many companies, and starting with my own, I get emails definitely every week, almost every day, from people that are getting emails that I wrote 3 years ago. I got an email today, some guy from Pennsylvania said, listen, I don't know if you're still doing this, but I'd like to speak to you and get a quote for helping me with my marketing. Because I wrote an email 3 years ago, I'm still getting people sending me emails asking me to give them a quote. This is very powerful. I want to really impress that upon you, that you must have an email service and an autoresponder if you want to get the highest return on your investment and help the most amount of people. If you have any questions, you can type them in right now, and I will answer them before we complete this webinar. Okay, here's a question somebody asked. Well, who can set this stuff up? Well, there are people that you can hire. We're also for hire for setting up autoresponders. What we do is we write out the 24 emails. We've done this many, many times. And we customize it, and we take information off of your website. So it keeps bringing them back to your website. So it keeps making your website more valuable in the eyes of Google. And before we put them into the autoresponder sequence, we have you review them, look them all over, and add anything that you want to make them customized. Let's see, what's another question? Another question is, how much does it cost? Well, it really depends. It's very inexpensive overall. Remember that eye contact account is $15 a month. It's one of the best investments you could make. That allows you to have up to 500 emails. If you need 1,000, I think it goes up to like $20 a month. And let me tell you that it will pay for itself month after month. Here's another question. Is this a one-time service or a regular assistance plan? Okay, so setting up the emails is a one-time service for you. And we'll teach you how to update that yourself, because you're going to want to know how to do that. The autoresponder companies, which you can use whichever one that you choose out there, iContact is one, and GetResponse are a couple of the lowest price, but they're all within a few dollars of each other. That's a monthly commitment, and it will pay for itself over and over. Any other questions? Okay, so I want to thank you for joining us. I did record this. I will put it back out there. If you have any questions, need help, Let me know if you have any suggestions for future webinars. Let me know if you're having success in your clinic and you want to uh, share that with the audience. I'm looking for some doctors to interview or some successful spas. I want to interview them in the future and share that with the audience. And there's one last question that I'll answer and then I'll say goodbye. How do you insert this on your website? Okay, it is a basic script. I don't know what type of website you have, but show your webmaster the example that I have in this video. They can make one of those little opt-in boxes. The scripts are out there for free on the internet. He should not charge you, he or she should not charge you more than $50 to install this. If they are, it's way too much. And then, of course, but you have to have the autoresponder service. Well, you don't have to have the autoresponder service. You could actually have the emails go to you, to your email box, without an autoresponder service. But then you got to follow up with them in a systematic way. That's why that's the old-fashioned way, and that's very inefficient, and I would not recommend that whatsoever, because then you're going to get these emails, you're busy, you're not going to send them out 24 emails in a row, you're going to forget about this stuff. So you have to set up the autoresponder. You got to give them that. There's a little code that goes inside of that little opt-in box, but it shouldn't cost more than like $50 to set something like this up. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me, taking time out of your busy days, and I look forward to the next webinar. Have a nice evening.